But again, just thinking about each one of those steps as it pertains to Siete Leguas, how much can man be involved? Because every single one of those steps can affect. We talk about all the variations at each level, and that's really what the idea is here. Now, we keep using this word terroir, or terruño, as we would call it in the conference at Guadalajara last year. And no better person to define terroir for us than a gentleman I have great pride in introducing, Mr. Tomas Estes. Before I do, if you don't know Tom, and obviously you've been living in a cave for a long time and you don't drink tequila. However, since you all do, I assume you must know at least something about him. But if you ever get a chance to go to London and visit La Perla, if you visit Cafe Pacifico, if you visit his restaurants, you'll see that he's established shrines to the agave, if you will. He is the tequila ambassador for all of Europe, believe it or not. But it's his Project Ocho that has me most fascinated, because he's done something that we've only dared to dream about, which is literally taking the exact same process and then taking, which Yvonne alluded to earlier, taking agaves from different great campos, making them the same way and showing the terroir in the glass, and you get to taste an example of one of those. He's going to define terroir for us in just a moment, and you will see that Tomas is one of the most passionate spokespersons in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Tomas Estes.
Hi. Anybody awake? We've got a 3-hour session. You want to stand up and shake a little bit like ducks? Do you? Anybody want to
7th inning stretch?
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Hey, hockeys. Everybody's thirsty by now.
It's almost time to start drinking.
All right.
Stretch for a glass.
Yeah, no doubt. Don't worry, we're seconds from drinking.
So, I'm going to start off with thanking each of you for being here, for supporting the agave spirits cultures, both of tequila and of mezcal. So thank you very much for spending your time at this festival, this party, taking 3 hours of your time to listen to us talk about what we're doing and how we're doing it. I'm gonna watch the time. So somebody give me a warning.
I got you.
I'm getting towards the end.
I got you.
We've got something, a little 3-minute clip, which I hope I can share with you.
We're gonna get it.
But Murphy got in here and you've got it?
We're gonna get it.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna speak with you about terroir. So first of all, if we acknowledge the existence of it, certainly then we can go and see how that might play a role with agaves and the various products from which agaves make, what they produce. So it's probably the agricultural product most into terroir are grapes made into wine, especially in a country like France, where I lived for 16 years and went 19 years in a row to taste Burgundy wines, especially the wines out of Vaux-Romanée, Pouligny-Montrachet, out of the barrel, and started walking around in the vineyards with the producers. And one plot would be a Grand Cru, i.e. very dear wines, very well appreciated. 1 meter, 3 feet away, a Premier Cru, less appreciated, less treasured. A little farther away, a village wine. So again, less esteemed. Then a generic Burgundy wine, probably across the highway, the RN, whatever it is, that passes through the Côte d'Or. 74. Thank you, Ron. So, having looked at that culture in real detail, year after year, I thought, and then understanding that a lot of people, those that were paying attention and those that cared, started saying, we're understanding that there's a difference between the tequila produced in the Tequila Valley and the tequilas that are produced in the highlands. They are, how far apart? 120 kilometers by the flight of the crow fly, about that far. So they're not that far away, but they're very different in terms of those things that we know add to terroir. So the soils are different. These are all generalities. As a generality, the soil is sandy in the Tequila Valley as compared to clay-based in the highlands. In the highlands, the soil, some of you know, it's very red. It's got a lot of iron oxide. Does that make a difference? Well, yes. Ivan can speak in the real scientific terms about that. I can only speak with any authority about drinking tequila, since I've drank quite a bit of it. So we know that terroir exists in grapes. Excuse me. We know it exists tea, coffee, tobacco, marijuana.
Easy.
Are there terroirs?
Careful now, Tomas. Easy. Easy now.
Okay.
One intoxicant at a time.
All right, good. So, the days, in generalities, the days and nights in Tequila Valley are warmer than in the highlands. In the highlands, we have a larger difference in temperature. I'm not sure if there's much of a difference in humidity in terms of average rainfall. I don't think there is much. So, I went I had the great. Here we go. So let's look at this. I'm going to introduce the person that's speaking. There's two people in this little clip. One is called Lippy.
I want to pour a little Ocho while we talk about this brand a little bit before we get to El Pandillo. Could I trouble you for a glass over there? Or over here? Yeah, thank you. I know I might be going a little quick, but I want to get a lot of these tastes in. So that's for you. And I'll put this in. Yeah, I'll take another one. I gotta have a clean glass. Now this is Las Pomes. So now we're talking about. This was 2009, and a lot of the viewers of this show remember Tomas Estes being on the show because it wasn't that long ago, a couple of weeks ago. And he calls you the mad scientist, always ready to try something new.
Well, he probably is right about I'm crazy.
Like crazy good, I think.
Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to. I did change many things. Talking about the process and the equipment in my distillery, comparing with the rest of the industry. Yes.
So.
In this case, is the first and I think the only tequila that we are treating like a wine. We are putting in the label where is the agave coming from, and in our other products like the Sorron Felipe or Tapatio, always we're trying to keep the same profile. Then we are blending.
Yes, of course.
In order to keep the same profile. In this case, with Tomas, with Ocho, we are not blending anything. Then we are bringing the agave from this specific field, and we are producing tequila with this specific agave. Then every single time, every single batch, it is different. Like in a wine, the opinion of the people will be different. For some people, it was better the Ocho from 2005. Some other people will will tell you. The best one it was 2008.
Yeah.
The characteristics of the agave will change your final product.
Right.
The process is precisely the same, but the agave, the land has different pH,
Sure.
different micro weather, and at the end you will have different product. We are not blending. That's why you can compare 2 or 3 different batches from
That's right.
Ocho,
And we did.
and it is different one each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
that really you can feel you can taste the difference in the estates, no question.
So I was invited by the Camarenas to do a tequila with them. They said, we have a new company, a new nom, which the nom number on the bottle of tequila actually identifies not the distillery necessarily. Often it is the same, but it's the legal entity which is making that tequila. So they got this new nom, they got this new identity, this new legal company, and they said, yeah, you want to make a tequila with us? There was only one answer for that, of course. So the Camarenas make their tequila in a very artisanal, very old-fashioned way. And I said, how are we going to change this new tequila from yours? Okay, so we played around with the distillation. Then, having paid attention that between Tequila Valley and the highlands, there is this large sort of difference in taste profile. If we talk about it, again in generalities, between the Tequila Valley, we could say it's a masculine, this is using a wine term, it's a masculine quality. It's forward in its taste profile, like Herradura, which is actually a very complicated example to use now because they use agaves from other regions. But at one time, up until, I don't remember what we heard, Phil, you and I, when we were visiting Ruben Aceves and Herradura, there was a time when they only used Tequila Valley agaves. So, very earthy. This is Tequila Valley taste profile. Earthy and herbaceous, as opposed or as contrasted to the highlands, which are again a generality, more feminine, recessive. They are fruitier, rounder, more floral. So then I said to the Camarenas, well, okay, yes, we've got the process now. Can we make actually single vineyard, single ranch, single field, single estate productions? They looked at one another and they said, yeah, we can do that. They have about 50 different ranches.
Glo Estes.
Huh?
Glo Estes.
Glo Estes. And so we did it. And Felipe, who we could see, but we couldn't hear very well, he said to me at the launch in London of our first ranch, he said, you know, I've warned Tomas that these are not, one ranch to the other are not going to be the same. And you have to realize that and be ready for that. So I said, yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm going into the idea of slow food, that idea of diversity, not everything being uniform, not everything being the same, not consistent. So I said, let's allow each production to become and to be what it's going to be from the different ranches. And now we've produced 8, so 8 ranchos just by chance. And each one is similar and different. They're like children in a family. They have their similarities and they have their differences. We're actually going to taste one. We're going to taste one ranch that's in a lot of your glass. I hope everybody's glasses. This one is Las Pomes. You see the characteristics of Las Pomes on one side of your sheet. Sorry, I'm speaking in the air. I actually brought with me Another ranch, Carizal, just one bottle. I have a littler bottle of Los Mangos, and this is the European version. Any of you, I'm very proud of this, I have to say. Philippe Stark, the French designer, has a bottle of this in his house because he has been a long-term regular at our bar in Paris, and he took one of these home to put his wine as carafe for his daily use. So this is, you won't see this in the US, but some of you, like in Greece and there, George Jorge, I just recognized you, by the way, from Greece. Thanks for coming all the way over here to join us. Then I have the latest ranch. This is Puertecitos. There's not very much of it. So I actually have some others that we can, how much time do I have? We're building into our time here some time after, so that we can drink and really enjoy ourselves, wake up some of you that are asleep, and we can talk and enjoy ourselves, hopefully. And during that time, if you want to actually compare 2 or 3 ranches together, we can see what we can do. So I've talked about terroir as a generality, that it exists in other things, especially grapes. It exists in other products. And there are still people that say that it probably doesn't exist in agave and tequila making. We were at one large house with a group, some of you were there. We had just tasted 2 ranches. We actually had tasted the night before, up in the highlands, we had tasted Carizal and Las Pomes together. Everybody could tell it, blindfolded. Then we went to a visit to another house. They actually said, well, we're not too sure if terroir exists in agave and with the product. So it's something that we are playing with. It's something we, as Ivan said, we're experimenting with. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll see what everybody thinks along the line of the next few years when there's 20 ranches out, 20 different ranch vineyards. That's as much as I'm going to say. I'll turn this back over to Steve.
He'll have plenty more to say in just a few moments. Tom Estes, please. Give it up.